Well, guys, I guess if the HoiHoi-san new edition wasn't enough to convince you of these cute little kits, let me present to you something else here today. The HoiHoi-san Usagiya. I'm not really sure about the name, it's kind of weird, but here is another kit from the same series. This one, as far as I know, is not an updated version. Like with the HoiHoi-san new edition, it was like a new release, like a re-release version of the regular like HoiHoi-san kit, but this one is a different character from the same series. Once again, if you guys are unfamiliar with the series, these kits are in 1-to-1 scale, basically what it is in the manga, and I think it was a short-lived OVA series as well too, is that they're these little robots that live in your house and go around and kill bugs. So they're like pest control little mini girl robots that you keep in your house. So this one comes with some different weapons in a very different style from the regular HoiHoi-san new edition that we took a look at before, which is basically just a little girl in like a kind of a maid costume with a couple of weapons. This one is in a much kind of different style, her like outfit and uniform and everything. So let's go ahead and take a look. For the box art here, you got just the main illustration of the character, very nice illustration here, and then a couple other characters there in the background which also do look pretty cool. I believe there is at least one other kit in this line that's coming out in the very near future, I believe, but I don't plan on reviewing that one. And this is a kit from Kotobukiya, by the way, in case you guys were unfamiliar. Then on the ends of the box here, you just got the same kind of character illustration there once again. And here on the side of the box you can get a better idea of what the kit is going to look like, as this is just a painted version. Here we have the neck eaters, which are these things which I guess are like these clamps that go around the bugs and decapitate them, I guess, something like that I would imagine. And she has like these kind of roller skate feet kind of things, kind of deals wheels on her feet. Also, once again, has the kind of rabbit ears going on. Those are kind of like folded off to the front. So you can see some of the articulation here with the posing of the kit. Doesn't look too bad, but looks similar to the first one as well. The articulation is kind of fine, but not really all that great. And then for the face options, it looks like once again we're going to have the choice between just looking straight, looking left, and looking right, which are almost indistinguishable. You can kind of tell that they're looking off to the side, but the face options are really just eye options, and they're not really going to look all that different. And you have some attachment parts here as well that you can use to attach onto some different weapons or accessories and stuff. Also onto her back, you can plug an action base adapter into there as well. Then here on the other side of the box you can see what the kit is going to look like just straight out of the box without any painting on it. Obviously it's missing a lot of details there, so it's going to be a kit that you're going to want to do some detail painting on at the very least, and some panel lining and all that. You got some waterside decals included, and the list price for this kit is going to be 4,500 yen, which is about pretty standard what you would expect for a Kotobukiya kit of this size. So let's get it opened up here, and first off I can see we got our hair parts and some light lavender, and in total 9 bags there if you include this one of the different face and eye options. And so basically what you got there is the one face plate there with some pre-painting on it for around the eyes and the eyebrows, and then you have your different eye options that you'll swap out behind that, with once again one looking left, one looking right, and one looking straight. And then our instruction booklet and waterslide decals. And for the waterslide decals, basically these are once again just only for the eyes, around the eyes, some logos there, and then the neck eater logos for the gear weapon. For the instruction manual here we have character select, USA gear. There was once again nice illustrations here showing front quarter angle, the side, back angle there, what the character design is looking like, and there I guess an unarmored version or a less armored version. I don't believe you can make that here with this particular kit though. You only have like all of this. You don't have the parts to make just like the bare arms and legs, I believe. Then a little bit more information there about the character. It's just all in Japanese there. Around here on the back we have kind of what is going to act as the painting guide and the marking guide, so you get a look at that, where the markings and things are going to go. And all the paint colors are laid out here for you there. Once again, all in Japanese, but you can pretty easily translate that. On the inside here, there we have an illustration from the manga, I guess, or yeah, that's what it looks like there. Dear Gear, an illustration of the neck eater weapon, a photograph of the kit here, and then customize, showing you can customize this with some different option parts there. Those look like just different other Kotobukiya MSG option weapons. So of course it is going to be compatible with all of those, and those do actually look like they work quite nice with this kit actually, so that's pretty cool. And then down here, customizing this with more MSG weapons with the double or quadruple Gatling guns on there, so going real crazy with those, but I think it does look, again, pretty cool. And you can customize this, of course, by switching parts with other kits in the series. Or I think these are just some examples of like some different custom builds, I guess, just to give you some ideas. So that's kind of cool they included those in here. And then just how to apply waterslide decals, just a little tip on that. And then we do have a parts list here at the front, and the rest of the manual is just kind of going through the construction and how to equip the weapons and things like that. So pretty standard. Let's go ahead and get into the runners. And so starting off here, we got 2 polycap runners, one in red and then one set of polycap ball joints here in a kind of translucent purpley kind of color. Then runner A here is in a very light lavenderish gray kind of color in ABS plastic too, I should note. And this is all parts for the hair, and then one part there it looks like for the skirt as well. Runner B here is going to be our skin tone parts, just a few of those for this kit. Runner C is going to be a bunch of parts here in white, including a whole bunch of hand option parts there, looks like. Then runner D, some more parts here in white on a little bit smaller runner. We've got 2 of this runner. I don't know how clear it's going to be for you guys to see, but I should note that all these white parts are slightly kind of pearl in their color, so they're not just straight up white. Runner E here, once again, ABS plastic, as you can see, is in this kind of very interesting shade of red, kind of a little bit dull red kind of color. And then we got some more of that here on the F runner as well, and we've got 2 of this F runner. Runner G here is in a nice molded silver for a few little detail parts. Then runner H is in a dark gunmetal-y kind of color. We've got 2 of this H runner. And finally runner I here is in a really nice bright orange for the weapons parts. We got 2 of those, of course. So that is everything that you're going to get in the box. Let me get this put together and we'll see how she looks. Alright, here she is, all built up, and I gotta say, an enjoyably different experience from building the regular HoiHoi-san, which we took a look at before. Now, you'll see this as we go through the course of the review, but I think this one also feels a little bit more stable. The other one had some loose parts, especially around the hair, the head sections, and things like that. This one feels a little bit more solid, which is nice, and I think this one will be really cool. Now, obviously, as it is straight out of the box here, as we saw on the box art, they showed it to us. It's missing a lot of color apps, so you'll definitely will want to do some painting on this, if not painting the entire thing. But straight out of the box, I mean, it does look pretty good. You do have a good amount of color separation on there. It's just missing a lot of these small little bits. It's kind of, you know, you kind of wouldn't really necessarily expect that. It would have all those tiny little color apps in there. Although we did have other things like the Frame Arms Girl Sylphie kit, which was of kind of a similar size and did have a lot of really tiny little color apps of the kit made up as actual separate parts. So I don't know. Let's just go ahead and take a closer look at the kit here. So let's just real quick first off by going through some of the articulation here from the top. These bunny ears are connected via a ball joint, so those can kind of move around, and they do also have a hinge in there as well, so you can kind of close those over her face like that, all the way down if you want, or all the way up to the maximum height of about there. Some nice detail up inside there. The hair is also just on ball joints, these sections here, so those can move around a little bit. Not really, you know, too much, not really too much possibility, as it's just like one big chunk of hair off to the side, but you can change the position of that as you'd like. The head also, of course, just on a ball joint here, so it can go up and down, turn around a little bit like that, and then we have our face options, which we'll see. And then for changing out the face options, you need to remove this front section of hair there like that, and then you need to remove her face. And again, the eyes and the face are a separate part, so to swap that out to either the looking left or looking right eyes, you'll just change out that piece at the back, put this back on here, and put the front piece of hair back in place, and there you go. It's pretty simple like that. In the midsection, you can see it's got a ball joint here, which does seem to get a little bit loose, possibly if you're moving this around too much, but you got a little bit of forward and back movement there at that ball joint, and then rotation here as well. This part that just came off, this little bunny tail kind of part there on the back of the skirts, does seem to come off a little bit easily, so I might just want to glue that in place so that doesn't pop off and get lost. Also, while we're here, these kind of doors on the back don't exactly open up. You have to remove them and replace them. So they're plugged on via a square joint, so you just remove that and then put them back once you've turned them 90 degrees. And then once they're in their open placement, then you can take this adapter piece, plug that into there, and then obviously you can plug this onto some action base or something like that for some posing. Now as for the shoulders, those are also just connected into the main body via a ball joint, but they don't really move around a whole lot. This part on the side of the shoulder, you can see they'll move up and down basically to allow you to bring the arm up like that to about 90 degrees to the body. Not really too much. You got some rotation there as well, and as you can see, a joint there at the elbow that's going to give you about 90 degrees as well. The hand also on a ball joint that will move around a little bit, not really too much. This piece, which came off, which goes on the side of the wrist, or actually the side of the hand like that, just plugs onto there like so, and you actually have an option piece for that. So we're kind of going through some of the accessories at the same time as the articulation here, I know, but you can remove that and swap it out for this version of that, which has these knife blades extended out of there if you wanted to have her doing a knife blade sort of punching attack, something sort of like that. We do have a bunch more hand options aside from just these closed fists, which we'll go over here in just a moment. Just want to go down here to the hips. The legs will go out to about there, and then forward and back basically just as wide as the skirt will allow, and then you have a joint there at the knee to once again give you just about 90 degrees like that. And then at the top of the leg, you do have some rotation as well too, so you can rotate the legs there. And then here at the feet, this front part of track is on a kind of ball joint and a joint up in there that will allow you to move this part a little bit, so you can kind of change the angle of that a little bit. But as you can see, it does tend to pop off the ball joint kind of easily when you do that. And then this wheel here at the back is just free, that can rotate around as you like. But that's pretty much it for all of the articulation for this. While we're here at the feet, you do also have options for these little bits here on the side of the feet. You remove that and replace that with these here to have knife blades extended out the feet as well. Now you got 4 of those, so you got 4 of these parts to use that for that if you want to do some knife blade kicking attack as well. And then for the rest of the hand option parts, you've just got these like open resting hands. And then you've got 2 different sets of holding hands for both the left and the right side. They're the same, but I'll show you both versions here with the right hand so you guys can see the difference between them. One is seems to be for more holding like gun weaponry kind of thing, and this other one is maybe for holding more blade kind of style weaponry with the thumb extended to be like supporting the weapon. And then our main weapon here, which we've got 2 of these, is all going to be molded in orange. And there is kind of like a gear sort of function, it looks like in there, but it's not an actually functioning gear. They don't like, if you open one, it opens the other one at the same time. You just have to open them separately, but they can open up to the maximum width about there like that. You'd have to modify it if you wanted it to be opened even wider, but I think that would be a pretty easy modification to make. But yeah, with them just molded all in one color, I mean, the design is really cool of these, but they could definitely use at least some panel lining, at least some detail painting on some of these bits to make them look a little bit nicer. But we do also have here, the last kind of accessory for this is just these option parts. So this is just like handle parts. You have this one handle and this other different kind of style handle. And now these are just meant to be used for other weapons or different option parts, things like that. If you wanted to use, again, some Kotobukiya MSG kind of style option weapons, Gatling guns, different rifles, or any kind of whatever weapons you wanted to use, whatever different option parts, these are some nice handles. Because the hands for this kit are very specific in the size of them, so it's nice that you have the handles already provided for you, and all you have to do is just plug on whatever weapons or accessories you wanted to use, just plug them onto these handles here, or I guess maybe more accurately, plug these handles onto whatever weapons you wanted to use, and then you've already got that squared away for you. So that's actually kind of cool. Then just for a little comparison, here it is with the Sylphie, as I mentioned before, and you can see, if you guys remember, if you watched the review or if not, how there's a lot of really tiny little color separation in there in this kit, which is actually much smaller than these HoiHoi-san kits. Actually in comparison, and so you can see there what Kotobukiya can do. It's just that I think these HoiHoi-san kits are actually just not really designed to be as detailed and as parts heavy as something like the Frame Arms Girl kits, especially the one there of Sylphie being so small. But then compared to the HoiHoi-san, she's right about exactly the same size, maybe slightly taller, probably just because of the footwear that she's got on there, I suppose. Otherwise, they'd be right about the exact same height, I guess. And compared to your average HG 1/44 scale Gundam kits, it's going to be coming right up about to the same height as one of those as well. So they're small, but not that terribly small. So that's going to be pretty much about it for this kit, guys. Again, I realize this is not necessarily the type of kit I think that is going to appeal to a lot of my general audience. Those of you guys, probably most of you here for different Gundam and mecha kind of stuff. But I do feel like compared to the other regular HoiHoi-san, who's basically just wearing kind of like a normal dress and shoes and things like this, because she has more of kind of like a sort of mecha outfit sort of kind of thing, maybe it will be a little bit more appealing and definitely more open to customization. Like I think like we saw in the manual, and like you could definitely do with this kit, you can customize this a lot with all sorts of different custom weapons and things like that. And I think this design is a lot more suited for that type of customization compared to the regular HoiHoi-san. I think again, just because of like the outfit, the style of the character. You could definitely do a lot more weaponizing of this particular character, of this particular kit, or not. I mean, it's up to you. And you, of course, you can mix and match stuff between the different kits as well, too. If you wanted to use the broom or the sword, or for example, from the other HoiHoi-san kit with this particular kit, you can do that as well, too. And so between the different kits in the line, you should be able to mix and match the weapons as much as you like, and there won't be any problems with that. So that's all for USA gear here. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Is this something you think looks cool or not? Something you're planning on getting, you already got, or you want to get it, or definitely not interested? Just looking to hear some feedback from you guys, so that's greatly appreciated. And of course, any support that you guys want to show by commenting or liking the video, subscribing, all that's greatly appreciated. So thank you guys all so much for that. And again, thank you to USA Gundam Store for making it all possible as well too. You guys can check out these kits and other different Kotobukiya Bandai kits, everything else there on USA Gundam Store, and save 10% off everything with my coupon code. Link to the site and the coupon code are down below in the video description, so check that out. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all next time. Hope you're having a great day. Bye bye.